Gotcha.
No, I got you here.
According to the Center for Information and Research on Civic Learning and Engagement, approximately 50% of eligible young people, which is about 24 million, ages 18 through 29, voted in the 2016 election. Despite the numbers being higher than the 2012 election, there is still the other 50% of millennials that did not vote. That did not practice their civic responsibility of voting. So that raises the question. The first being, why don't young people vote? Are we too lazy? Do we just not care? Is there a lack of trust in the political process? Are we unaware of what exactly our civic responsibilities are? Or were we not trained or educated enough on the importance of our civic responsibilities? Today, I would like to inform you on first, what civic duties and responsibilities are, the importance of civic responsibility to not just the citizens, but America as a democracy, and finally, the lack of education on civics and civic responsibility. First, let's start by discussing what civic duties and responsibilities are.
Put some sass with it.
This is a trial run. According to dictionary.com, civic responsibility is defined as simply the responsibility of a citizen. A civic duty, on the other hand, is an action required by law for a citizen to perform. The only difference in the two is one being mandatory, the other voluntary.
All right, now.
Man, after developing a clear understanding of both civic responsibility and civic duty, one may ask the questions, what exactly are those responsibilities? And how can I be an active citizen? To be an active citizen, one can participate in government and stay informed. You want to ensure you take part in decisions that directly affect you and your quality of living. Some examples of this are, of course, voting and even running for local office. Another way one can be an active citizen is to follow rules and laws, pay taxes, volunteer within the community, become an activist or advocate for something you value or believe in, or a change you want to see in your community, jury duty, and also joining the military.
Girl, you got a net for the camera.
Because many of us do not participate in many of those voluntary duties, it causes one to question whether or not we are aware of the importance of our civic responsibilities and how imperative they are to the success of America's democracy. Let's first start with defining what exactly a democracy is.
You got 3 minutes.
Slow down, boo. Speak more fluently.
I can't slow down. We get 8 minutes.
I thought
Okay.
you said 6.
6 to 8. I told you, you're messing me up. You can't go on towards my time.
You just wasted 15 seconds of our life.
You ain't mess up. Okay. I forgot where I was now.
You on the importance of
Okay.
civic responsibilities.
What did I do?
Don't hit your head.
Let's start with defining what a democracy is. A democracy is defined as a government by the people, especially rule of majority. B, a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them, directly or indirectly through a system of representation, usually involving periodically held free elections. Citizens are what make a democracy work. In order to flourish, the American democracy is dependent upon citizens that are knowledgeable about public policy, are able to exercise their rights, and also engage in politics.
There you go.
Good job.
Can you shut up? As mentioned in the oh crap! You made me mess up again.
Right.
Now that we have discussed why engaging, oh crap.
It say youth individual 18 to 29.
Yes, hold on.
Yeah, you did the first time.
I know. Now that I actually got the paper, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Now that we have discussed why engaging in civic responsibility is important to America, now let's talk about why it should be important to you. Youth individuals 18 through 29 make up a large portion of the population, which can be influential and aid in better political decisions. It allows us to voice our opinion and to be a part of decisions that directly affect us and our quality of life. It also aids in making our communities and environment better through volunteer work, which will assist in resolving issues such as poverty, gang violence, and even promote peace.
Okay.
As mentioned in the beginning of my speech, many young people have developed a sense of apathy towards civic responsibility, which causes one to question why. After careful research, I found that there are three main reasons why youth feel this way. The first being, many young people feel that their voice won't truly be heard. I can't do these papers. I'm gonna have to get my phone. Or that the change they want to see would not be brought on by political leaders. You've heard the saying, my vote doesn't count. Many also have an attitude of cynicism toward government and simply do not trust our political process. Others lack the knowledge and promotion of civic duties. Many young people simply do not feel empowered to participate. Which brings me to my next point. The role of education and the disengagement of young people from civic responsibility. Is the lack of civic education of young people today imperiling America's democracy in the future? According to surveys conducted by the American Council of Trustees and Alumni, recent college graduates are alarmingly ignorant of America's history and heritage. The students were asked several questions related to politics, and the results showed that the graduates were unable to identify the term lengths of members of Congress, the substance of the First Amendment, or the origin of the separation of powers. There was also another survey conducted on over 1,100 liberal arts colleges and universities by the American Council of Trustees and Alumni as well, and it showed that only 18% requires students to take even one survey course in American history or government before they graduate.
Okay. By the way, a senator term is 2 years.
I know that. Clearly, I'm doing the presentation. Continuing with the role of education in the disengagement of youth, the rapid decline in civic literacy is serious. Preparation for career success is the main focus of many colleges and universities today, which may be the cause of deficiency in civic education. It is important for graduates to leave college skilled and prepared to be active in the workforce. However, equal importance should be placed on one being active in the affairs of their community, country, and government as well. The article, Progress of Educational Reform, states that in recent decades, civic education as a formal part of the curriculum that is translated into effective instruction just does not exist in many schools. How can we reverse this rapid decline in civic literacy?
It better be Jesus texting you.
Promoting civic engagement and preparing active citizens should be a primary goal for colleges and universities. Changing the curriculum to require education on civics would aid in resolving the apathy young people feel towards civic responsibility and also ensure the success of America's democracy. Colleges and universities should not only require a civics course, but also assess the students to make certain of their understanding. Although making civics education a requirement and creating opportunities for students to be active during their college career may seem simple, many universities and colleges have yet to do so, or have been stagnant. I should put stagnant there. We must remember that today's youth is tomorrow's future. If higher education institutions do not find a resolution to this issue, America's democracy could be at stake.
That's true.
Now that we can distinguish between a civic responsibility and a civic duty, have covered the role of education and disengagement of the youth from civic responsibility, and lastly, the reasons why youth have become apathetic towards civic responsibility, it is safe to say we know that active and engaging citizens are substantial in America's continuing as a democracy. So I'll leave you with a quote from John D. Rockefeller Jr. Every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity an obligation, every possession a duty. Thank you.